Hey there, it's Dusty Thunder with a story for you. This one is actually from Best of Redditor Updates and is titled, My daughter's dance teacher invited her to a sleepover at her house. Will I be the astronaut for formally complaining? Speaking of inappropriate teacher behavior, my daughter is 7. She's been taking ballet classes since she was 4, but has only been enrolled in this particular dance school for about a year. There are only 6 other girls in her class, all around her age, and she has 2 lessons a week. Anyway, earlier this week, my daughter came home with an invitation from her teacher. She's inviting all the girls, all 7 of them, to spend the night at her house on the last weekend of April. According to my daughter, the teacher told the girls that it's a slumber party. The pitch apparently included McDonald's, movies, and games. Timeout. While this seems like something that's like, I would really love to do something like this for my kids, there has to be this, like, that's not appropriate. That's going to be perceived as not appropriate, even if it comes from a very pure place, right? Unless that teacher's daughter is in their class too. You know what I mean? If that teacher has a kid in that class and then it's about the kid, that's different, right? I was thinking like Boy Scouts. We did like camps and sleepover kind of things with Boy Scouts, but that was troop leader is a dad. I don't know. I've spoken to the other moms and they've all confirmed that their daughters got the same invitation. None of us have been notified by the school, so I have to assume the teacher is planning this on her own. She has not spoken to any of us about this directly, only to her daughters. Some of the girls seem to be excited, but my daughter is still anxious about spending the night away from us, so she wouldn't be going even if I was okay with this, which I'm not. I have never spoken to this teacher about anything besides my child, nor do I know anything about her personal life or home. I've been thinking of complaining to the dance school about this because I've never heard of teachers doing this before, and I'm a little freaked out, but at least 2 of the other moms don't seem to have a problem with it, and I can't help but wonder whether I'm overreacting. Is this normal? Honestly, I just need some advice here. No, not normal. Not to me, at least. And I could tell you, putting myself in the position as another parent with a child in that class, I would not just be okay with it. And I'm concerned by someone who is, unless that person has a close personal connection and knows a hell of a lot more about this person's personal life and just knows without a shadow of a doubt that it's a-okay. Concerned about that parent if they are like, yeah, no big deal. I get rid of my kid for a night sitter. Woo! We questioning the hell out of it, Michelle. Yeah. Make permission slips, Jennifer. Okay, so yeah, you got to speak to the parents first before making plans like that. I agree, but also I think the teacher really needs to talk to the school first, and it needs to be something that is like from the school that would, if it was like a school lock-in party kind of thing, maybe, but it has to be a school thing if it's going to be any kind of thing. Putting myself in the position of the employer, of the owner at that school, or as the admin at that school, and one of my staff members was doing this, like, yeah, I need to know about it. Please tell me. Please. Because that person is putting my organization and my life's work at risk as well. All that, I'm not okay with it. I'm going to be like, okay, you're a teacher that wants to do this kind of thing. You better have a pre-event meeting at your house to give everybody a tour of exactly what's going to happen and what's going on here. Here is the update. Thank you all for your input. A lot has happened, but I'll try to keep this short. I won't waste time and try to convince anybody to like me. If you've already decided I'm a true crime-obsessed, neurotic helicopter parent Karen with diaper energy and social anxiety issues, I don't think there's much I can say that'll change your mind. And yes, I've heard of lock-ins. My son had one in his swim team last year. My son had one with his swim team last year. He's a bit older. It happened at the pool. Guardians were informed before the children were, and one of the other parents chaperoned. It's not the same thing as an unofficial sleepover at a teacher's house. All of that said, I never intended to risk this woman's job. I was just worried. So I spoke to my husband and we decided to take your advice and speak to my daughter's teacher first. He spoke to her while picking up our daughter last week. He said the conversation went fine, but he was bothered by her reaction when he said our daughter would not attend. He told the teacher our kid was anxious, but she replied that the sleepover would be a great opportunity for her to come out of her shell and that we should try to encourage our daughter to come. During the conversation, hold on, I'm going to go back and do this for that. While that may even be true, trying to convince a parent of one of your kids to make a decision for them, like trying to interfere with parenting for them? No, not okay. During the conversation, my husband also found out the following. She came up with the sleepover idea because she wanted to bond with the girls and figured it would be fun. She did not ask for another parent to act as a chaperone because her husband had offered to help her. First time she ever mentioned his existence. When asked about what she would do in case of emergency, she just stated she lived about 10 minutes away from the hospital. She did not ask for the parents' contact information because she didn't think of it. After he told me all of this, I decided to email the dance school. I wrote that the teacher was planning a sleepover about which the parents had not received a lot of information. 2 days later, we got an email from the teacher stating she was canceling the sleepover due to a complaint from the dance school. She also apologized for not being more transparent with us. Some of the other moms are planning another sleepover at one of their houses so that the girls won't be upset. Not sure where or when it'll happen yet, but I'm trying to keep up to date. Ultimately, even though I still don't know what the sleepover would have been like, I don't regret this. When it comes to my children, I would rather be paranoid and wrong than regretful and right. If I complained and it turned out to be a completely innocent event, I would feel embarrassed, even after apologizing, but it might be something I could laugh about someday. If I let my daughter go and something happened to her or any of the other girls, I would never forgive myself. Boom. That's it. I will reply to comments for the next day or so, but I won't update again. Thank you all. That last line sums everything up. Or the last 2 lines. If you complained and it turned out to be nothing, you'd feel embarrassed, but that would fade. If you went along with this and something happened, that'll never fade. For a lot of people, your kid included. I understand, and maybe this teacher is a sunshine and rainbows kind of person that assumes the best, has the rose-tinted glasses, and is just like, I come from a very pure place. Maybe this is like a character from a kid's show, and she's just like the most pure person in the world. Cool, but you got to understand the rest of the world ain't like that. And as a parent, which she's not, and I think if this teacher was a parent, this wouldn't have happened. She would have had that understanding to be like, yeah, that's not okay. But as not a parent, I could see how it wouldn't be apparent. Hey, there you are.
Okay. Yeah, I don't care if this person is Miss Rachel herself. I don't think that this is appropriate. I was trying to give her the benefit of the doubt, but then with the update, where she hadn't really thought anything through, I don't know. If I don't know the parents, I don't want my child staying there. That's just how I think we feel as parents. If I can't text the parent and know them on a certain level, I can't trust you with my child in your home. So I feel like this was they're in a professional setting, they're in a class that they've paid to have their child in, and I do think that this is crossing a line in a professional setting that you shouldn't invite. This isn't something there's going to be overnight camping trips, like Girl Scouts or brownies or Boy Scouts, those things are coming. You're aware of those things. You get to know the parent who's the leader in charge of this group. I think you're aware of those things, but just making an invitation to a sleepover from a dance class, having 2 girls that have been in classes, I think that's kind of weird. It's strange to me. And I don't have anything against this teacher wanting to get to know her students better. But I think inviting them to do something where the parents come along would be a better way to get to know those girls. I think this just feels weird to me, and I put all the icky stuff aside. It still feels weird to me, like it crosses the professional boundary whenever you enroll your child in a class, not expecting this to be that. And if you wanted to do this, ask one of the parents to host, and then you get to come too and be involved in it that way. But I don't know.
This truly comes off as young and inexperienced, though, right?
Yeah.
I mean, not having the wisdom of being a parent, or the lack of brain cells that being a parent happens.
And maybe it's because I babysat so much as a teen that I understand the rules and boundaries. Because I'm even if I worked with kids at a young age before I was a parent, I still wouldn't invite them to my house, because that just takes on a whole set of it's just so much more. It opens up a whole new world when you invite them into your home. And so that's just not something I would feel comfortable doing, especially if this is my job.
Okay, so this is just out of pure
curiosity.
Call me Curious George. This is pure curiosity, but do you see this being a different scenario if this is a 14-year-old kid and it is a school cheer coach or dance coach or some kind of coach of that effect? Does that make a difference?
I mean, our girls go to cheer camp,
Right.
And
which is a structured event.
like they stay the night, they stay in a hotel with other girls their age in the room. Like, I think that would just very much depend on the situation and how comfortable you were with the coaches. But I think that would still be a no-no because it's not
From the school.
Yes.
I could see how that would be like,
exactly.
hell no, do not do it, not allowed.
It's a professional boundary that you're crossing, and I don't think in this situation when you have a class and someone's paying to go there, or you're in a school and your child is enrolled there, you don't cross that professional boundary. It's like I said, that's not the expectation that comes with Boy Scouts or Girl Scouts or something of that nature. Whenever you're going on a camping trip, you have those expectations at the beginning. You know that's coming. This is not that scenario, and I think it crosses the boundary.
Yeah.
That should not be crossed. And I tried to give the teacher the benefit of the doubt, but her responses are like so just
Entitled.
flippant. Like they're just yeah.
To me,
I don't know.
this
I
gives
wouldn't be very.
Okay.
I wasn't reassured by her responses.
young and inexperienced, but also like former cheer captain, maybe in college,
Yeah.
and like her way of bonding with teammates, or
I
like
get
that,
it.
It was a natural thing to her that she didn't see any problem with. So it just gave me somebody
these
who came from that, and this is the first experience she's having.
Yeah, this is
She's fresh out of the oven. This one.
These are 7-year-old girls though.
Yeah.
They're very. This is a very. This is not something I would be comfortable with.
No.
I would, especially not being okayed with the school. Like it's just all it was. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird.
I would actually be like, hey, this is only going to be okay if I'm the one who's allowed to chaperone, and I will be so I could monitor like everything myself and be there with like a baseball bat or something. You know what I mean? Be like,
Get there.
I'll be like, I will be private security for the entirety. Put it that way. Private security who does not pee or take shits or needs to like do anything at all. I will be right there the whole time, which makes you wonder. I would be. How does like people have security details? You think about like uber famous people like T Swift. She's got security. What if security needs to take a poop? What then? The other security? Well, yeah. Okay. But still,